A medical genius with a bright future and a humorous background. Why I finally chose to become a jungle guerrilla fighter. Fighting to the death for poor people whom you have never met thousands of miles away. Although his life ended at the age of 39. But the spark he lit with his own hands. After half a century of ups and downs. Still burning in countless hearts pursuing light. Not only did he leave a profound mark on the world's history, it also brings a spirit of showing up for ideals, weaving into a moving chapter that spans time and space. He is Che Guevara. June 14, 1928. Che Guevara was born in Argentina, a comfortable middle-class family in Rosario. Real name Ernesto Rafael Guevara de la Serna. The carefree environment did not allow him to indulge in pleasure. He loves reading. The collection of 3,000 books at home constitutes his spiritual world. He not only seeks knowledge but also has the courage to practice. Build a laboratory in your garage to explore the mysteries of science. Although freedom is tortured by the schoolship, he showed amazing willpower and athletic talent. In swimming, football, design, bike. Even fighting hard in national-level infectious football stadiums. As a boy, he had already looked beyond his personal life. Pablo Neruda John Soames nourished his romantic feelings. And the works of Karl Marx, Chairman Mao, and other ideological generals. It planted the seeds of thinking about social justice in his heart. Deep knowledge and keen observation make him an intellectual among his peers. Show early concern for your family, country, and world. In 1948, Guevara entered the University of Buenos Aires. Public independent medicine is determined to plan affairs by hanging. However, he knew very well the principle of reading thousands of books and traveling thousands of miles. During his studies, he still set out to explore the motherland. A journey with Latin America. He rides his modified bicycle alone, traveling through 4,500 kilometers of Guangmo land in northern Argentina. A few years later, with someone Alberto Granado, performed a soul-stirring 12,900 kilometers motorcycle trip. This experience was later recorded in Motorcycle Diaries, became a bestseller, and adapted into a film in 2004. It is this journey into the people completely changed the trajectory of his life. He witnessed the shocking suffering in Latin America. Hard-working farmers work under the scorching sun, but once you don't have to understand it, you won't be able to. Hungry children and old people cry helplessly on the streets. Under capitalist system, the cruel reality of the disparity between rich and poor deeply hurt him. The young man from a wealthy family. There's a burning fire in my heart I will devote my whole life to. A great cause that changes the destiny of the people at the bottom. His love and his wisdom. Just like the ancient Chinese, worry first about the world's worries, enjoy the happiness of the world after tomorrow, with a new name. And an Argentinian Liu. One is a friend or brother. Return with firm revolutionary ideas. In 1953 he came to Guatemala, dedicated to President Huckabee Arbenz Guzman. President Guzman is only trying to eliminate social reform of the gap between rich and poor. However, this effort to pursue fairness and justice. But it violated the interests of the powerful. CIA intervention overthrew Guzman's regime. Guevara witnessed hegemony firsthand, brutal interference in the internal affairs of small and weak. A stuffed eagle. He deeply realizes, pursue independence. The road to social progress must be full of economic. Must unite. Carry out a resolute struggle. Although the revolutionary attempt in Guatemala failed, Guevara was forced to leave. But Che Guevara, a name that symbolizes resistance. Think about the world from now on. In 1954 he moved to Mexico to practice medicine, but fate once again led him to like-minded comrades. Planning to overthrow the Cuban dictator, Fidel Castro, brothers of Batista. Cuba at that time was under the rule of Batista. Corruption is rampant and the name is worthless. June 1955. In Mexico City, Guevara and Castro hit it off. Forge a deep friendship. We jointly vowed to liberate the Cuban people from the water and fire. Guevara's school days, courage, and revolutionary fervor. He quickly became a core member of the 726 movement, responsible for organizing training, medical rescue, and logistical support. Used guerrilla tactics to fight the enemy. November 1956. Guevara, the Castro brothers, and other 82 warriors take a ride on the dilapidated yacht Granma, employed to Cuba without hesitation. Encountered an ambush after landing and suffered heavy losses. Guevara led the survivors to retreat into the Marztra Mountains to persist in the struggle. In this hard land, Guevara was not only a brave and capable commander. He is also a builder who takes root in the people and serves the people. He witnessed extreme poverty in the mountains, lack of schools, electricity, and healthcare, alarming rates of illiteracy. He knew that Guming was not only about destroying the old world, we must build a new world. So he led the soldiers and the masses to fight side by side. Establishing a grenade factory to safeguard armed struggle. Open bakery to solve food shortage. Establish a clinic to tap into the hearts of its doctors. Even publish newspapers to convey information. These are real actions that provide guidance for the people. Make him deeply loved. Demonstrating that the Destiners are not just a fighting team. It also promotes the glorious image of the work team. January 1, 1959. After a hard-fought and determined battle, Ushue Guming finally wins. Overthrew the Batista dictatorship. Castro becomes prime minister. Guevara was given a heavy responsibility. Served as president of the National Bank, Minister of Industry and other He visited various countries on behalf of Cuba. Promote independence. The concept of opposing hegemonic interference. Speak up for smaller countries on the international stage. Its stance of defending national sovereignty and national dignity. Admirable. Guevara, after taking power, show firm determination to build the country. He knows very well that to defeat the enemy of the country, to defend the south of the country, he carried out far-reaching land reforms. Nationalize industries and land controlled by foreign capital. Promote nationalization of major industries and banks. Only by completely changing the economic dependence structure of immigrants during the colonial period. He knows that knowledge is power. Vigorously promote the anti-busy campaign with remarkable results. Cuba's illiteracy rate has increased from about 40% before the revolution, significantly reduced to 4%. Greatly improved the quality of the people. As Minister of Finance and Governor of the National Bank, he sets an example by severely punishing corruption, deny family members from taking advantage of, promote the spirit of selflessness and collectivism. Demonstrating the peak and brightness that a revolutionary should have. He also actively wrote books and calendars, such as Socialism and Human Guerrilla Warfare in Cuba. Summarized the experience of revolution and construction. Faced with U.S. hostility and blockade, Cuba established an alliance with the Soviet Union. The Zhuan incident planned by the United States in 1961, heroically crushed by the Cuban military and civilians, defended the independence of the new revolutionary regime. Although the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, once pushed the world to the brink of nuclear war, finally resolved peacefully. But it also gave Cuba a deeper understanding of its independence. The vital importance of self-reliance. 1964 Guevara at the United Nations General Assembly. Righteous words condemning the United States interference in Cuba's internal affairs and violations of its airspace. Demonstrates national integrity that is not afraid of power. However, Guevara, who was in a high position, the fire of revolutionary ideals in my heart has never been extinguished. He firmly believes that oppression and injustice are global. The cause of liberation requires the spirit of internationalism. He aspires to fight for independence, free and fair fellow, spread to a wider land. With Castro's consent. This distinguished revolutionary left Cuba by chance in 1965. On the road again. He first went to Congo, Africa, support local people's liberation struggles, but failed due to various difficulties. 1960s, he sneaked into Bolivia, South America under an assumed name, secretly leading a guerrilla force in the Nyankabas region. Hope ignites the flames of revolution in the Andes. Although there was a small victory but the Bolivian government forces, with the strong support of the CIA, well-equipped and well-trained. Guevara's guerrillas in trouble. Forced to fight hard among the mountains and giants. The guerrilla station is extremely difficult. October 7, 1967, because local farmers reported Guevara's hiding place exposed. October 8, under heavy siege by Bolivian government troops. The injured Guevara was unfortunately killed. He was imprisoned in a country school. Spent the last night. This day, Bolivian High Command issues execution order. Facing all kinds of muzzles, Guevara has no drama, leaving behind the heroic words of conquering the annals of history. Shoot, coward. What you want to kill is a man. He then died heroically at the age of 39. Bolivian military brutally cuts off his hands. With a beautiful name. Rumors of Guevara's death spread back to Cuba. The whole country was hurt. Castro announces to the nation. A solemn public mourning was held. Deeply remembered. This hero who gave his life for his ideals. 1997, Guevara and his remains were patrolled. Return home with honor, with highest military honors in Santa Clara, Cuba. Reburial. 2008. In his birthplace, Rosario, Argentina. Erect his statue. Looking after the whole world. Che Guevara. This name has already transcended the length of his short life. He could have enjoyed dignity and power in Cuba. But he chose to liberate all mankind in his heart. Noble ideals of the oppressed. Fight until the last breath of life. His life was the life of a revolutionary. It's a warrior's life. It is a life burning for faith. Whatever history may say about his complex, multifaceted nature, he is a revolutionary hero who rebels against idols. XOR controversial figures. His kind of pursuit of fairness and justice. Resist oppression by power. And never compromise. The spiritual core of eternal sacrifice. That firm belief that remains unbroken even though it has been dead for a long time. And the beret-wearing man with piercing eyes. The classic image of burning life for ideals has long been transformed into the process of mankind's pursuit of freedom and liberty, an everlasting light. An eternal symbol. As thinkers such as Sartre commented, human character is never purely white or purely black. Kutwala's legacy to the world. The most important thing is the never-extinguishing flame of idealism. And the heart of a child who fights to death for his beliefs. This spirit of showing up for ideals. As in human history, countless people who pursue light and justice will go first. Inspiring latecomers to work tirelessly for a better world.